Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Blizzak Connection.
where we talk about anything and is everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to, yeah, it didn't work. As long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely, and if it's not interesting to us, you shouldn't be wasting your time. So, Blizzak, what's up with the name change for tonight? You normally go by just simply Black, so.
I didn't change that.
Oh, okay. Well, magic happens, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't do
so,
that.
so,
Here.
ladies and gentlemen, this is a live and interactive broadcast. Today is October 4th, 2023. It is 8:02 p.m. on the left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We've got some fun stuff to talk about, as well as a special guest who will be here with us in a little while. You would know her as the voice of the announcer in season 1 of Murphy's Inc., as well as the
Season
voice of the
one.
Interrogator for season 2.
Season 2.
The fabulously fantastic and talented Michelle Calhoun. So
Calhoun.
she will be joining us in a little while. Before that, though, we have lots of fun stuff to talk about. First and foremost, I'm thirsty. How about you?
Yeah.
So I mentioned that I went to Idaho.
Idaho?
You are. That's correct. And while I was there, I picked up two tasty beverages, and I'm going to let you pick which one I try first.
Oh, that's fun because I actually have 4.
Oh, okay.
So,
So,
yeah,
so,
anyways.
so first up, I have a Grand Teton Brewing Little Critter Kolsch, and I have a Sockeye Socktoberfest Seasonal Lager. Which one shall I drink first?
Because it says the sockeye. That sounds funny.
All right, so it's Idaho handcrafted since 1996, 6.5% alcohol by volume, 25 IBUs, 12-ounce can. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's a little skunky.
Idaho skunk beer, baby.
Taste
That's
that
why it's
Idaho.
called sockeye. Because it says
Yeah,
sockeye is a fish.
it is. It is indeed. Okay, I'm just gonna plow through this because it's not great. What do you got?
Cool. Actually, I need to pick numbers 1 through 4.
Well, if given that option, I'm always gonna go with 3.
3. Okay, actually, 3 is one I've had. The 3 is one I've had, but it's okay.
While you're taking your time there, I will remind everyone we are live and interactive. And what that interactive piece means is whether you're watching YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you might be, you've got chat features. So
Use them.
use them, share those comments, let us know what you're thinking, how you're doing, check in, just say hi, or give a big middle finger, whatever. We will share those comments up, and sometimes the show can go completely sideways. James
Super
has a
sideways.
tendency to send us sideways easily,
Yeah.
but you can do the same. So what do you got there?
All right. So this is from Melvin Brewing. This is in Wyoming. This is called the Honey Holler. This is let's see, 5.8. That's the alcohol by volume. The 38 IBUs, and this is a 16-ounce can. This is a farmhouse ale with honey and lemon. So I've had this one before.
It sounds yummy.
It's actually pretty good. Now I'm having one that's actually really cold because the first time I had it, I was like, it wasn't. I used the glass was cold, but yeah, it didn't give the right.
Nice crack, nice pop.
Yeah, got that nice foaminess. Actually, let me sip it from the can because I didn't drink it.
We also call that head.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. It's real good. It's got that it's not, the lemon is very present. I don't really taste the honey, but maybe that's why it's the sweetness. So
I would hope so, because lemon certainly is not sweet generally.
Right.
Well, great. So you get to have something tasty while I drink this skunky.
Just literally just plow through it, bro.
Yeah, if you ever pop into Idaho, avoid.
We've all had bad beers. Like I remember when
avoid the Sockeye Socktoberfest seasonal lager.
I
Not.
remember I remember the first time I had Michelob Ultra. Look,
Ugh.
I said, who decided to make this beer? And but yeah, so I plowed through it. But
Right on. Well, speaking of beer, I this last weekend I went to the REO Speedwagon and Styx concert.
right, I remember we talked about that last week.
Yes, at the fabulous Nugget Casino in Sparks, and well, it was outside in their amphitheater, if you will. And I got to tell you, I had an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Um, I got to observe some fun racism
Oh,
firsthand
that's always fun.
happening to our good friend Angel, who was here on the show with us last week.
Really?
Yeah, so we arrived at this concert and went to go try and find our seats, and there were people in our seats, and it was like, you know what, it's fine. We were like, we'll just walk around and chill, stand somewhere, whatever. It's not a big deal. Um, and there were dozens, if not close to hundreds, of people that weren't in seats. They were just either standing in aisleways or whatever to enjoy this concert.
Right.
And the opening act, REO Speedwagon, went on, did their set, and there were no issues. Then there was a brief intermission and while they reset the stage and everything. And again, same thing. Styx came out, started performing, and things were cool. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, on three different occasions, as Angel and I are standing there, people, security, whatever they want to consider themselves, came up to Angel and accosted him, saying, "You can't be standing here. You need to go find your seat." Didn't say a word to me. Didn't say a word to pretty much anyone else around us. Now, Angel is Hispanic in appearance. And so to me, it kind of seemed evident what was going on there. So the next go round, I basically intervened, and this is the fourth time now. And I said, no, you go start telling these other people to move and we'll make our way. And they started to try and give me crap. And I said, go get your supervisor. And from there, it was a lot of fun because the supervisor was super cool.
Yeah.
And I was calm. Angel was calm. And we're telling them while these idiot security continued to stand around us and try to argue and try to banter. I was being straight up and I was like, this guy right here is a liability. He's going to cause you a lawsuit. He's a racist. It's clear and evident. And they just started getting hyphy. It was bad.
Yikes.
To the point where these supervisors at the Nugget had to say, go away. You don't need to be here. You should not be here.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, that's how, well, at like the airport, if we have an issue like that, we have to get a supervisor involved. We walk away.
Yeah.
The supervisor takes care of it as we walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't always go that way, but that's what's supposed to happen, because otherwise there's a different conversation that's had.
Yeah. And so I have, obviously I don't know what the outcome was, but we ended up having two supervisors there, one from the Nugget guest relations and one from security supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, at the end of the conversation, Angel and I shook both their hands. We told them, and they were like, we'll address it. We're going to, we clearly see what was happening because they kept coming back.
Bro, why? Your supervisors are there, like, leave.
Like, even as we're finishing the conversation, one guy came back and like starts shining his flashlight, and Angel is in my face saying, "Come on, you guys need to move." And it's like, we're talking to your supervisor. You need to go away.
Yeah, that bro. If that dude still has a job, that dude I hope. Well, I never wish somebody loses their job, but like that, honestly, is like, bro, you're out of line. Like, you do not need to be working in this field.
No. Absolutely not. So, needless to say, interesting experience to say the least.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's press on. Do you have anything interesting, any fun stories before we
dive in? Yeah. So, I had to get my brakes changed, and so I went over to a shop, and I was like, "Hey, my brakes are starting to grind. Like, how much? Can you help me out?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, it's gonna be like $300 something to start." And I was like, "What?" So I was talking to my buddy Rudy, who I think I've talked about him before, but he's we used to be next door neighbors. He lived in Vegas. The house that they were renting basically was getting sold, so they had to move, and so they moved out to Pahrump, which is about an hour, a little over an hour away. No big deal. But so he was like, "Yo," he's like, "Nah, like just come. I'll do the brakes for you. Like I do brakes all day because he works at a racetrack out in Pahrump, where they work on it's like a for Corvettes and stuff. It's like they have racing school, things like that with these Corvettes. And so he's like, we do brakes on these all the time. I can get your brakes done, no time. So I go out there. We we go to put the brakes on, and they're not the right size. So he puts my old brakes back on. We drive over to the AutoZone that's right there in Pahrump, not too far from the racing school. And we basically just, so apparently my car is a 2016 Chevrolet Cruze LT, but there was a piece of it that I had missed that it's limited. So it's so apparently the brake pads that they gave me were for the 2016 Chevy Cruze LT, but the limited are actually a little bit bigger. So I was like, that makes almost no sense, but whatever it is. So we ended up just swapping it out and getting those on. So yeah, it was, and then I ended up spending the night out in Pahrump with him and his family. So it was a good time.
Right on.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, so I basically ended up I only paid for I only had to pay for the part, and that was under $60. So they were trying to charge me 300 for something that only took us, once we got the right pads on, we were in and out of there in under 30 minutes.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, the markup on parts is about 120%.
Well, he was telling me the thing that you're paying for is the labor. And the thing was with that, the labor shouldn't have even taken that long. So, like I said, he got
Most
it
shops
done.
have a minimum 1 hour, though.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have a problem with paying for like the 1 hour, but I was like 300, like for what? Because when I went to go get the part, like I said, I got ones that were good, came with the hardware, all that kind of stuff that needed to be there, and it cost me under $60. So, what you gonna do?
I finished that nasty thing. Now I'm going to break out the Grand Teton Brewing Little Critter Kolsch, 12 ounces, 4.7% alcohol by volume. It's a Kolsch. It's Little Critter.
Little Critter.
Grand
Hopefully,
Teton.
it doesn't taste like Little Critter.
While we're talking about little critters, let's talk about this, shall we?
Yo, what? What is this?
This is auditions for naked girls reading.
Like, okay, so they're actually going to be reading naked.
My understanding in reading the casting call is, yes, the people who get selected for this will be. It's a weekly thing where they will have either a or a number of, I'm not sure, naked girls reading. I don't know if it's from the same story, if it's each one will read a different story, but the audition, they specifically say you will not have to be naked at the audition.
Right.
And to prepare 6 minutes of your favorite sci-fi something or other.
Interesting.
So
the sci-fi, but yeah, it's cool.
So if you're interested in getting naked and reading before an audience,
oh yeah,
October 19th, 6 p.m. at the Sparks location of Coffee and Comics.
Get that workout on.
Or not.
I mean, not, yeah.
I don't think you or I should be body shaming people.
No, I'm not body shaming anybody. I'm just saying, like, if I was going to be naked in front of like a room full of people, I'm definitely hitting. I'm getting a workout in.
Nobody wants that, so please.
I'm just saying, like, if I were to do something like that, I'd make sure that I'm hitting the gym like daily.
Cool. So just please don't do something like
so that. What was so I'm it has to be it like 100%. I would almost say even 21 and up.
I have no idea.
Oh, they didn't put an age on there?
Well, these are auditions to do it. It's not for the show or whatever.
Oh, I would have. I'm surprised because I would have
I
put
mean, you
him.
only got to be 18 to go into a strip club.
That's what
So
I'm saying. I would say that's what I was saying. I would assume it would be 18, but 18 plus. But I almost there's a part of me that wants to say almost 21 plus. But
yeah, I don't know.
who knows?
So next up on Sunday night, I was over. I got to guest co-host on the fabulous Pop Culture Kaboom show, where we had some fun talking to Dustin Ferguson, who this guy makes primarily like horror films. He has made 140,
Sheesh.
and that's in just around 15 years.
Sheesh.
Yeah, this guy's knocking out 10 to 15 films a year. Amazing. And so that was kind of fun.
Constant work, baby.
We talked about obviously Kaboom Con.
Kaboom. Con.
Yes. And of course, speaking of Kaboom Con, we were able to announce this last week that Distance Nerding, which is a podcast show kind of similar to ours. They do a live broadcast and then, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
They are the first outside media group that have signed on to come to Kaboom Con.
All right.
So that should be fun. Also, here's the facility. I thought I would show this off a little bit just so people really get a grasp of what we're doing.
All the colors.
Yeah, it's like a rainbow. Oh, and I see a kitty in my camera. Oh, our guest has cats, and there is a cat on camera. So hopefully we'll get to see some pussies later. So we've got what? What?
Oh man, that's so good.
So we've got the gymnasium, which was what we originally started.
What is that? What are those? Are those hallways?
Oh, and Michelle says that's the naked girls reading.
Is it the? So are those hallways off the side of the gym?
I'm gonna walk through it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we've got the gymnasium area. This is where we will, and here we'll zoom it in a little bit. So this is where the vendors and exhibitors will be primarily existing. And by exhibitors, I don't mean naked girls reading. Over here, these two purple lines signify this is going to be the main entrance. So this is a ticket booth here. You'll come in through here. This side we may have open. We'll and I'll go into why in a little bit. We are currently in talks looking at possibly adding on this Tahoe room, so that could still happen. We'll see. But the gymnasium will be the main floor for all of the vendors and exhibitors. Then we have the next room we added on was the Robert Bob Crowell boardroom, and this is going to be kind of our smaller room for panels and fun stuff like that.
Wait, that's upstairs, right?
I wouldn't say it's upstairs. I mean, it is up a couple of steps, but it's not.
Oh, okay. For some
second
floor.
floor.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking second floor, but okay.
No, it's all pretty much one level. I mean, it's kind of like split level.
I feel it. Okay.
But yeah, so this is a hallway or a corridor here that goes from the gymnasium out to the lobby of the theater. So the next room we added on was the Bonanza room, and this is the room where this will be 600 square feet of gaming fun. So this is where people will be going to play tabletop games, board games, RPGs, trading card games, all that kind of fun stuff.
D&D, Dynamite. It's TNT. I'm just kidding. Doesn't matter.
Sure. Then we have this lobby that we added on where we'll have some additional vendors and fun stuff set up out here. And finally, of course, we added on the stage. So this will be our main room. We've got our main
exhibit hall, if you will.
Yes, our Hall H.
Yes.
If you're a Comic-Con fan and you know Hall H, this will be our Hall H. This is where Murphy's Inc. Will have the Season 3 Episode 1 world premiere.
Baby!
With the graphic novel experience.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that is. You'll find out in the near
No,
future.
I'm telling you,
This is also where
it's
we're going to
fun.
have.
It's a good time.
This is where we're also going to have the Reno Video Game Symphony. They're going to be coming. They'll be opening the show.
Boom, boom, boom.
So yeah, we'll have a lot of fun stuff. This is where we'll have the cosplay contest. So this theater seats 550 plus people.
Let's pack it out.
So yeah, we want to widen out this thing. And then you see this yellow box.
It's that big ass yellow box.
So this represents, and give me just a moment. This represents the west side parking lot of the facility.
Yay!
So give me just a moment. I'm pulling up my. Come on, what is going on here? Technical difficulties. I apologize. There we go. I know. Google Earth. Here we go.
Google Earth.
So this is the convention center. So this is kind of spun around. So here, let's do this so that it's kind of looks like what that map represented.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Oh no, never mind. Because for some reason, so it's.
So this is the gymnasium back here. This is the theater here. The Robert Cromwell boardroom is over here. This is the West Side parking lot.
West Side.
So we have secured this parking lot 100% for nothing but food and beverage vendors.
Say what?
That's right. And I think we have the space to fit anywhere between 30 to 50 vendors out there.
Get them.
Food trucks, restaurants. I'm hoping beer trucks.
Yeah. 100%. Shush Boom. I need you to come.
Shush. I would love for Shush Boom to come. So we did on Monday release the KaboomCon 2024 food vendor application. I guess I could update this to food beverage vendor, but whatever. So it's pretty straightforward. You fill out your email, your company name, contact, phone number, city, state you're from, your website if you have one, social media, theme or style of food you'll be selling. And then here we have the spaces. And these are pretty good deal. 10 by 20 foot space, $50. 20 by 20 foot space, $100. 20 by 40. So these are going to be for like the bigger food vendors,
the ones
like
that actually bring tables and stuff.
Yeah, or that have big like bus style vehicles.
All I know.
So 20 by 40.
All I know is I guess never mind. I was gonna say I don't want no vegan options, but at the same time we might have vegans that show up and they're gonna have to eat too. So
Nobody says you have to eat it though.
I'm saying.
Why are you hating?
No reason. I mean, just vegans are kind of weird to me.
Okay, but let's not start turning people.
That's why I said. That's why I said. You know what? Let me stop because you know what?
Because I'm just a hater. My name is James.
People might be vegan that come to this thing, and they're gonna have to eat too. So,
anyways, whatever.
Bring it on, vegans.
Let's talk about Murphy's Inc. What? That's not even the Murphy's Inc. thing.
Oh, I know. I jumped into James Bond for some reason. I don't know.
Can you do me a favor and listen to the theme before? Because this is like the third week in a row you've tried to do something like that, and it's never been the theme.
All lies.
Go back and watch.
Lies.
Not so much. So, anyways, this last Sunday, we aired episode 6. So coming out this Sunday on all local podcasts, major players and everything. Episode 6, Order My Barbecue Wings, will release.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, the synopses on episode 6. In Baghdad, everyone seems to be making friends except for Daphne.
Of course.
The librarian gets to know Fayyad, while James learns philosophy from Yusri. Mm-hmm. Which brings us, of course, to unveiling, if you will, the artwork and title for episode 7 to weigh in on our squabble.
Yeah.
Of course, this artwork done by the fabulous Michael Leone of the Clone Ones LLC.
The Clone Ones.
Love the work this guy does. Another fantastic piece. Very well representing the episode. So the synopses, if you're ready to weigh in on our squabble. As Daphne and Intern 2, with the assistance of Yushri continue to search for the librarian, they find themselves in a bit of an interesting situation.
Right.
So, you, of course, playing intern two.
Yeah.
How was this episode for you working on it?
This was it's this was not my best work. Um, and but yeah, but no, I do enjoy it. But yeah, this was not my best work.
Which is unfortunate because in this episode we have a pretty huge special guest star.
Yeah, well, the problem, well, not the problem. I really wish, uh, I almost kind of wish I'd worked with him on it, but, uh, yeah, no, man, Kabir Singh. If you don't know who Kabir is, you can check him out. He has a lot of social media. He goes by Kabizi Singh. He is a comedian out of our hometown, Fremont. There he is. He was actually he was on America's Got Talent a couple years ago. He got through to the live shows. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. But
looks like he made it to the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, he made it, but like he did his last performance that I saw before he got voted off. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. But I think also it's a little bit different because, like, when you're doing a show, on like at like the San Jose Improv or whatever, you don't have to be, you censor yourself a little bit, but you don't have to really you can kind of be kind of free. But with that, it's a live TV show, so you got to basically be, mind your P's and Q's. He actually did an episode of Dry Bar Humor, which is an app that a number of comedians I've seen are on there, and it's all it's clean sets, and he's done that too. So I don't know what happened there, but amazing guy. I love that guy. I've told the story that I did improv with him in college, and he was horrible. He was horrible at improv. And so he hit me up one time and was like, "Hey, I'm doing a show at Tommy T's, which is in Pleasanton, which is a comedy club." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna come check you out." I was off, so I went to go check him out. And this dude had me crying. I was laughing so hard, I was crying. And so it just it just gives you that proof. Not all stand-up comedians can do improv, and not all people can do stand-up comedy. And he's one of those people. He is phenomenal on stage.
I mean, I would have never thought that if you're good at one, you're good at the other, because stand-up is usually prepared.
Yeah, no, but like the thing is that I've seen some comedians who are great at improv and stand-up, and I've seen some that are just are good on. They are better. They're better improvers than they are stand-up. So
fair enough. Boom. Well, I think it's time to bring in our special guest for this.
Who's that?
She is the voice of the announcer from season 1 of Murphy's Inc. She is the voice of the interrogator from season 2 of Murphy's
None
Inc.
other than the one and only.
She's the fabulous
Michelle.
The fantastic
Calhoun.
Good evening, Michelle. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for that very spirited and correct pronunciation of my name.
It's a great name. I'm not gonna lie.
It wouldn't be that hard, but
not gonna lie.
You'd be surprised. People cannot say my last name. I don't know
what's really funny is that I've run into this multiple times at the airport, where I look at somebody's ID and I say their name, and they're like, "You said it correctly," and I'm like,
"Yeah.
How else are you gonna say this?"
Yeah.
Michelle, since you were here, let's see, 1, 2, or 4.
Ooh, I like the number 4.
Okay. That was.
Which means now we got to sit here and while he prattles to figure out.
That's this one right here.
Oh,
that's a coal roller, and it's a smoked heels lager. So.
Oh, I picked 2. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't tried it, so that's
all right. Hopefully, it's good.
It's all gonna be
heels.
Yeah.
And the brief description.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Introduce yourself, Michelle, and I'll just break in with this in a minute.
Okay, so Michelle, tell us who you are. Like, spend a couple of minutes telling us who you are, your background, whatever, and ultimately, the audience, the couple thousand that we've got watching right now, they're going to want to know why you're here.
Exactly.
Because they probably don't know you aside from maybe hearing you as the voice on Murphy's Inc. So why are you here?
Yeah, for
And who
sure.
are you?
Well, why I'm here is because you asked me. I mean,
There's that.
come on.
Yeah.
So my name is Michelle Calhoun. I'm an actor. I live in Sparks, Nevada, and I'm an actor, costumer, director, a writer.
Hold on. So
What?
you live in
I live in
in
Sparks
Sparks, Nevada.
currently. Yeah.
Okay, a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about auditions in Sparks for coffee and comics.
Yeah.
Naked Girls Reading.
Yeah.
You're in Sparks. You're a girl, I think.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it.
I am. But they would have to pay by the pound for this nakedness, I think, because that would just be, yeah.
Too sexy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too much. It'd be too much for them.
Okay, well, I apologize. Go ahead and continue.
I mean, I do love reading, but
Too sexy.
Please continue.
No worries. So actor, writer, costumer, director, done all kinds of things. Lots of local stuff. I used to work with Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival. I've done a bunch of voiceover stuff with you, actually. Should I call you Fat, or can I call you by your name?
You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, all right, baby.
Don't call him late for dinner.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, and I see you're drinking a White Claw.
I am. A friend of mine, I don't normally drink too much, but a friend of mine, I went over to her house and her husband says, "Hey, you want a White Claw?" And I said, "Sure." And he says, "How about like 4?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So I just brought them home, and yeah, I'm trying the mango flavored.
Oh, those are good.
Okay. It's good. It's good. I mean, it's fizzy alcoholic water, so you can't really go too bad for that.
No.
But
So go on, tell us more about yourself.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of projects in the area, and something I've got coming up. I have a couple of things coming up. I'm working over at Andelin Farms in the corn creeper maze.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I won't necessarily tell you what I'm playing, just so if
Be
you come
surprised.
through, you won't know.
Check it out.
It's interesting. We're actually coming soon.
Oh, you are? Oh, great. Oh, good. Yeah, you'll totally know it's me, I'm sure, because of my voice. But and then yeah, and then the big thing that I'm going to be doing next, very, very soon, is I got cast. This is a crazy, crazy thing, but I got cast in a Santa's Village as an elf in Finland. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Yeah.
At basically the North Pole.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got cast to play an elf.
Yeah.
In Santa's Village.
Yeah.
In Finland?
In Finland. Yeah. I'm actually heading to Finland in November. I'll be there for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. It's gonna be so cold.
Bring your long underwear.
Yeah, seriously, bring lots of them.
Yo.
Okay.
What?
I knew about this. I've seen about this.
Yeah.
How did what?
So you correct me if I'm wrong, but you have given notice. You're leaving your job.
Yeah.
You are packing up your stuff, and you are moving around the world for 6 weeks to go do this thing.
Yeah. So basically, I'm packing up my stuff, putting it into storage, and then I'll decide once I'm done, because it'll be around the new year, and that's a perfect time to just start your life, I guess.
So wait, are you renting this house?
The place I'm in now, yeah, I'm renting. Okay. Yeah, so if somebody would like to rent it,
okay,
it'll be available.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you're
my cord hanging right there.
And what's your current job?
So I work for a subcontractor to Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay. See,
which is not at all. Yeah, it's not at all my dream job. For some people it is, but it's not at all.
Paying the bills. And so you're going to Finland. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I hate to pry,
Yeah.
but is the money enough to suffice? Like, are they paying for you to get out there, or
So they're not paying for me to get, because it's actually an English travel company. So they're not
okay.
paying to get to England. So I have to pay for that. But they are paying from England to Finland. And they are obviously going to pay my room and board because they're basically shipping us to the middle of the Lapland, which is like the topmost part in the middle of
Yeah, it's
nowhere.
pretty close to the North Pole.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. They call it the Arctic. So I'm,
Yeah. The Arctic
yeah.
Circle. Yeah.
And I really hate the cold. So that'll be fun.
Aurora Borealis, baby.
Yeah, that's something I'm super excited. I've seen one once in Minnesota, and that was pretty extraordinary. So I'm really excited.
Do you know like the city or wherever you're going to be?
No, they just call it Lapland. It's just an area.
So wait, do a ton of people come to this thing, or?
Yeah, absolutely. They have several resorts that they have the Santa's villages set up, and
Sheesh.
yeah, isn't that crazy? I know. Yeah,
Hey,
and I used to be an elf on the Polar Express, so it's not unheard of for me to be an elf. But
on the roller, polar.
Yeah, exactly.
Lapland is Finland's northernmost region, a sparsely populated area bordering Sweden, Norway, Russia, and Baltic Sea. It's known for its vast subarctic wilderness, ski resorts, and natural phenomena, including the midnight sun and the northern lights.
Yep.
How do you feel about sleeping with the sun on?
Well, it'll be off.
Blackout curtains.
Yeah, no, I think it'll mostly be
mostly be
nighttime there. They have kind of a gray haze, which is going to be strange. I guess it'll be kind of like living in Seattle, but
Oh, here we go. I think I might have found the specific.
No, that's absolutely
so I won't
wrong.
be at that one. I will be at one called Luosto, Luosto.
I'm excited.
Luosto.
I really need you to like make sure you do some live broadcasts from there. Like
From there, yeah, I would love to. That'd be great. You guys would probably have to catch me at like, I don't know, what is it, 13 years or 13 hours ahead, I think.
That is cool.
Yeah, there it is. That's where I'll be. Just middle of whatever that is.
It just looks like a hillside to me.
On the tundra.
That's cool.
Are you up here at the top of this hill where there's like
a couple buildings? Yeah.
Maybe.
Crazy.
So yes, just for point of reference for everyone, the Arctic Circle is usually right around here, if I believe it just falls just here. So yeah, you're
right in there.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're about as north as you can go.
Right.
Okay. So like I said, I heard about this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. But then my bigger fear, of course, was what are we going to do for season 3 with our interrogator?
Well, we've already know.
Do they have internet out there?
They do have internet out there, but actually, after the new year, I will be back in the United States, barring, of course, any fantastic gigs that come my way, and then we'll have to figure it out. But
or any
one of your stars is
in... Haba.
Right? I mean, he's Swedish, but if, somebody like Alexander Skarsgård, that might be okay. So,
you never know.
Yeah. But
look for that elf.
Yeah, so there's still an open opportunity to do whatever you'll have me do. I'm just excited to be involved with Murphy's Inc. It was really fun to go from being an announcer to all of a sudden, okay, now you're going to be this character. And I always like that when I get those opportunities.
That's one thing we like to do. If we know you, we're going to bring you back. We're going to find something for you to do.
Yeah, I love that.
For sure. So,
hey, real quick. Real quick. I am not a fan of this one, right? As of now, it's a smoked heels lager, and that smokiness is definitely there. It's not the business.
What are the heels? Like, what are they smoking anyway?
That's the but it's like it's a German Pilsner, cherry wood smoked, the Dexterian malts and German lager yeast.
Hmm.
Clear, deep
Cool.
golden colored with a foamy white head. Smell cherrywood smoke, wood, uh, Brady grain, and floral hops. Yeah, I don't really taste any of that. All I really taste is the
And
smokiness that they have in here.
as the one kidney wonder says, or I mean, Gear Deli Jeff says, like drinking a cigarette.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's like drinking something that like drinking a like a smoked brisket or something. But
Huh.
something that's
All right.
basically something that's smoked, but it just has that, when you like do stuff over charcoal and it has a real smoky taste to it. Yeah, they put that in this drink, and it's not the business.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna finish it though, because no beer goes to waste around here.
Interesting.
So before I dive into it, I got to ask one more question about the fact that you're going to Finland.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to be right up against the border, basically, of Russia,
Uh-huh.
a stone's throw away from St. Petersburg.
Have you heard there's a rumor in St. Petersburg?
Thank you for bringing that up, Buzz. I love that. Good
How do
reference
you from a political, like, without diving in too much, but like from the world political stage,
Right.
everything that's going on over there, is that of any concern?
Yes, but no.
Yes, but you don't care.
Well, no, it's not that I don't care. It's I'm going to be in the middle of the forest in Lapland, and so I don't know what the threat is in terms of refugees or nuclear arms or whatever hitting.
Well, I know most of the refugees have gone into
Belarus.
Yeah, they've gone into.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm also close to. I think it's Sweden on the other side.
Yeah.
Over there. So
wait, are you going to get to do like some sightseeing around this place?
Probably not there. I was planning on spending some time back in the UK. My daughter actually goes to college in the UK.
Oh,
so
okay. UK's, I mean, depending on what part of the UK, because I know I went to London and I absolutely love London.
Mm-hmm.
And so I definitely want to go back and London. Getting to see Buckingham Palace, getting to see Tower of London, Tower Bridge, all that kind of stuff.
James, this isn't about.
No, I'm just saying, like London is a great place. So hopefully,
nobody cares about your experience.
Oh, I care.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, well, you guys can take this offline. We're here to talk to you. So another thing, because I'm trying to understand fully. Are you working 7 days a week? Is it like slave wages, or what is the?
I'm going to say yes until I learn
slave
otherwise.
Wages. Come on, bro.
Yes, elves don't get paid that much.
They get paid in joy. The joy of bringing joy to children.
Sure, that's it. Sometimes you just do things for the experience.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I don't know who Michael is, but he's lying. So
that's DeMello's cousin.
Very good. So, and last question on this, and then we'll move on. Just because, do you have any clue on the number of like visitors that come to this thing?
Yeah, quite a few actually. They get a couple thousand at least every season just through that one place. So because they have different resorts around the area and they do different things. So and they offer different events and activities. So like you can go to a reindeer farm, you can do a husky sledding thing, and so it's more than just, hey, come see the elf. Woo.
I'm the happy elf.
You're really there to see Santa.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did have. Do you know Finnish? Is that what it's
I
called?
do not know Finnish because they're an English travel company. It's actually conducted in English.
Okay.
I do have to use kind of a crazy accent though, so they're going to work on that with us. I did have to audition with one. They gave us like a vocal sample and said, "Here, we want you to audition with us." So you want to hear it? Okay.
Yes, please.
So it was for a character called Wendy Wood, and it's Wendy Wood. in Finnish.
Vendi.
So yes, so I had to audition with a video of like an improvised video. Speaking of improv, with an improvised video of this character. So it was, "Hello, my name is Vendi Wood."
Awesome.
And I am so excited because I am here in Sparks, Nevada, and I am looking at all the trees. We do not have these kind of trees because they do not change colors in the Lapland. We have lots of pine trees. So just stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. That's a that sounds like fun, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
yeah, it's definitely going to be an experience. My daughter is away at college and
traveling for your craft.
Have you ever done anything like this?
Not country. Definitely traveled a lot. When I was younger, I used to live in Indonesia. So yeah, that was because my stepdad worked for an oil company. But
worldwide.
Yeah, gosh, I love traveling. I think traveling is so important. I always say I'd rather be broke and well traveled than than sedentary and rich. So
I agree with that.
That's legit. That's legit.
Yeah.
Okay, so diving back in, so obviously you work with us here at Murphy's Inc. and 97 Net Productions. What is your performing background and leading up to voice acting, or did you start in voice acting, or what did that look like?
No, I've actually been a theater actor for many, many years. I've done a couple of films here and there, but mostly just theater. I kind of fell into the voice acting here locally because of the pandemic, quite honestly. So I used to be an announcer. That was really good, by the way. That had good resonance. Thanks, Black. I used to be an announcer for the Battleborn Derby Demons, which is
nice.
Which was a local roller derby in town, and and I was also general manager for them for a few years, and so I don't know. I mean, I just kind of fell into the voice acting, and then during the pandemic, I co-wrote a couple of radio plays and acted in one of those radio plays, and and then fell into a few other projects around town, like Secrets of Heritage House. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got that, I think, because a friend of mine was one of the actors and asked if I would audition. And then I just started out as an announcer for that one, but then the following season was the villain, so that was fantastic.
Oh, that was you?
Deborah, I was the character of Deborah in Secrets of Heritage House. Yeah.
Give us a little Deborah. So
gosh, Deborah kind of spoke like this a bit. She was sort of mean and angry and
didn't know.
It almost felt like maybe she smoked a pack.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't know he's working with you.
Right.
Yeah. I was one of the agents in that episode.
Were you? Yeah. That was fun. That was it was fun to be that bad, and I got to do all kinds of crazy sounds and bloody, kind of gurgly noises. And it was my neighbors. I lived in a different place than I do now, and I think my neighbors thought that I was killing somebody
or getting killed.
Or getting killed because there was a lot of screaming and.
The crazy cat lady is I think she's killing somebody.
For sure.
Speaking of,
yes,
where'd the cats go?
I know. They usually I have two cats. One of them is Orange, and I call him the Orange Menace, but he's normally very FOMO, like he's super into being right in the space. So I have no idea. I was looking to see if he was in the window. He's not. So
yeah, because whenever we have a recording session with Michelle, it almost never fails that the cats are there.
Nah.
Yeah, he's always trying to bust down the door. Usually I record in my bedroom. But because I needed a little more light for the video, I came out to the living room, and so he's hanging out in the bedroom now. Whatever, go figure.
So what ultimately brought you to Murphy's Inc. specifically?
It was after working on Secrets of Heritage House. There were a couple of auditions that were, I think, affiliated with you, quite honestly, and and I was just asked to audition for Murphy's Inc., and so I did.
That's usually an easy way,
Yeah,
right?
and it was fun too. I remember the callback. I was actually at my friend's house for dinner, and so I had to sneak into her bedroom and be like, "Oh, I have to go on my phone for about half an hour. I'll be right back."
And your Deli Jeff asks, was it the pay?
Yes, it was totally the pay.
Yes, we pay you like 5 times more than you got paid for Secrets of Hair
That's
Drops. So
right. Yeah.
5 times 0 is still 0.
Yeah.
So
$0.
It's for the joy and the delight. I told you I like to do things for the experience.
yeah, and
Experience.
of course, we did ask you to be an announcer on season 1, which was not necessarily the best utilization of your talent, but it was where at the time we were like, okay, we want her. This feels
What
good.
can we do with her?
But even at that point, I was like, I've got plans for.
I like that. I like being able to kind of wiggle my way into other parts of the production.
Oh,
it's like I'll start as the announcer and then see what happens.
And then I foot indoor.
Right.
Wiggle.
For sure.
So with season 2 and bringing about a new character for you, going from being an announcer into a new character, and especially without spoiling anything, more about what this character actually is.
Right.
For you now developing this part, how was that as an actor, trying to figure out the direction and feel for what to do there?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that the character is kind of restrained. And clearly I'm not animated at all. So that's
not at all.
Yeah, sometimes very difficult to just sort of not hold back. Hold back is the wrong word, but just sort of keep it a little more subtle.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Yeah, a little more subtle. I tend to get when I tend to do characters like that, I get into my lower register because that's where I feel a little more contained. So,
and we have a similar experience with the fabulous Anita Kelly, who voices Sylvia, and it's pretty generic, straightforward, like your standard. I don't want to say it because I have one, but that Amazon.
You mean
product.
Alexa?
Right.
Luckily, I don't have my speakers on, so it's not like it hears you.
Right.
Yes.
That's why I said it, and you didn't say it.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, or Siri or whatever.
Right.
So Sylvia is kind of that very flat, very for the most part.
Actually, I think Sylvia. I think Sylvia has a little bit more personality than Alexa does.
There is some truth there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting taking these actors who are very animated and can do these big characters and really like saying, no, I don't want you to do that.
Right.
Pull it in.
Want to bring that in.
Right. Well, I kind of made reference to Data from.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
I mean, that
good.
was kind of because he's constrained, but he still has compassion. He still has emotion. I mean, there's still a little bit there. It's not
that was only when they put that chip in him.
Yeah, right.
That was only when they put the chip in him, because otherwise he was very just like, bam.
Right.
Like he did not.
Yeah.
He didn't really feel empathy. It was just like,
yeah.
I sense that you were sad.
Yeah.
How can I might be able to give you words.
I don't know. Nowadays that does pass for compassion. Nowadays that's very compassionate. If somebody says, "I sense you're sad," that seems like a lot.
This is true.
Sad but true.
So sad.
So yeah.
So you've quit your job. You're moving around the world for 6 weeks. What are your thoughts? Right now? What do you think when this is over? This is what I'm going to do, because you've got Murphy's Inc. season 3 lined up, because that's coming and that's happening.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear the news.
Well, one of the reasons that I was eager to leave the area is because I haven't had the opportunities here that I would like to have in terms of jobs in the arts. Having such a large and very lengthy background in theater, I really want to pursue that more, whether it's directing or acting, preferably acting, just because I find that more fun. But my dad also has his own production company back in LA, and so that was sort of the next stop after Finland. I don't know how long that's going to be for. It just depends, but I don't know. I'm sort of in this weird. It almost feels like a midlife crisis in some ways.
I think we
But
need
I'm
to
in
get in
this.
contact with that guy.
Yeah, what's that?
I think we need to get in contact with that guy.
Yeah, but it's just this sort of I
You're in
don't know.
a
It's just sort of like, okay, let's see what happens.
you're in
And
life limbo
yeah, I'm in life limbo, but in a
in a
forward
good way.
moving way,
Yeah.
because I've been feeling very stagnant for the last few years, and I've been working jobs that I really don't care about, and especially this is very funny to say, but during the pandemic, yes, I was doing like Zoom projects and online projects and stuff, but I also was working a job that was considered necessary. I
Sure.
worked at
Essential.
Starbucks. That was not necessary.
Yo,
Yeah, I
people
worked
need
there.
that caffeine. I need my
Yeah.
fix.
And I worked there because a lot of my other jobs closed. So it
Yeah.
was one of the few that was open. And
And they have pretty good benefits.
yes, one of which I used. I stayed there for 2 years because they paid for me to get my bachelor's degree.
There
I
you
had
go.
only had an associate's before then. And
Yeah.
so I was a woman of a certain age going back to school. So that
Essential
was,
work, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, I know all
Yeah,
about that.
but I kind of feel like because of that, I missed out on that whole, what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to do something creative. I'm going to write. I'm going to do all, I mean, people learned skills and they did,
Have you ever thought about
you know,
teaching?
I have
Like
taught,
do it? Oh,
actually.
you did teach?
I
Okay.
have not,
Theater wise?
yeah,
Okay.
I've taught for a lot of different local
Okay.
theaters,
'Cause I was gonna say, because
including Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival.
you have like I'm sensing that personality from you. Like I
Teacher
think
vibes, it's the glasses,
yeah,
right?
no, not
And the
even that, but I
cardigan.
just think you would like you really love it. So, when
Yeah.
somebody who is teaching people, especially like students and things like that, uh, if you have a passion for it, that passion rubs off on them and they
Yeah.
grow a passion for it. And that like I don't know if Mark you feel the same way, but I think, especially in high school, we had
Mhm.
two directors who were very passionate about theater. And we've talked about them before, Miss Barbara Williams and the late great, it's so sad that he's gone, but Stephen Harrington. They had an absolute passion for theater. And even if you didn't work on a show, but you were in their English class or you were in one of their shop classes where you're helping build sets, that passion inevitably rubbed off on you. Like
Mhm.
it's impossible for it not. And that's the vibes that I'm feeling from you. Like I feel like you are very passionate about it, and so therefore, like if you were to teach students with that, I mean, there's a whole new generation of people who are just gonna be have a love for theater.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I did teach, I used to teach workshops and stuff for Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival quite a bit. And I did that for years and years. And then we started doing a lot of middle schools. And at the time, my daughter was in middle school, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't be around all these middle school people and then go and be with my middle school daughter. That's not, whew, it just wore me out. And so I needed a break. And so I tried to do other things and then have since sort of been like, oh, why did I do other things? But I was
Yeah,
just
that
burnt out.
that's seventh grade to
No,
ninth
that's
grade
a
range.
horror. That
Those
They're
those are
awful.
horrible people.
Yeah,
I'm
they
I'm
really
just
are.
gonna. They are absolutely
They
horrible
really
people.
are.
yeah, usually by like 10th grade they start to become okay, little adults and
Barely,
Yeah, barely.
barely.
Yeah.
Like I mean, actually, not me, but you were pretty horrible. You were pretty horrible.
uh okay, no, I was in leadership, man. I
Me
was
too.
the president of drama club. I
Me
was the
too.
chairman of the arts academy. Like I mean,
He did,
I was pretty awesome.
but you know what you did. You know
Yeah,
what you
that's
did.
funny.
Yes, I did a lot of terrible things, of course. I'm not going to deny that. But I also was, I feel like, a little adult. Like when I
Yeah,
look at myself,
I will get, yeah, you stepped up. You stepped up big for, but that's also, I mean, you were one of those people that, especially, I mean, like,
I'm a natural born leader.
God, I mean, H rubbed off on you like something ridiculous. Like you picked up his traits. It was
That's funny.
ridiculous. But
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like naming all the
Back to our
things.
guest.
You're
Huh?
naming all the things you did in high school. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? I really do. I enjoy just creating. Like that's sort of
So why
what's
not
really
start your own
important.
theater company?
Well, I did have a theater company. It was called Sisters 3 Productions, and we're kind of on hiatus right now because my producing partner had a baby. And then her husband's mother-in-law or mother died, and so they've since moved to Gray Eagle. So that sort of went kaput a little
Where?
bit, but I loved our production company because we were a female-centric production company,
I feel
and
it.
we did a lot of shows because there's so many talented women in this area
Yeah.
that never get the opportunity. It seems like we do a lot of shows where there's one or two really strong females, and it's
Where
like we're
is
all
Gray
up for the
Eagle?
same
That's
role.
the
Sorry.
difficulty. Is there's a lot of females that want to act.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of talented females in this area, and I'm not saying that to be like misogynistic or anything. Like it's just a reality. I've worked with a couple of the different theater groups in the area, and
They're
there's a
females.
ton of females. There's a ton of
They're
females.
not that talented.
I mean, if you look, there's a theater company based out of Douglas County. They just did a show that was all women, and that's not the first time I've seen them do a show that was all
Little Women.
Right? They did 12 Angry Jurors because they couldn't do 12
Oh,
Angry Men.
right. They've done that a couple of times in that area, like Douglas County. Yeah.
And so but it's great if you can pull 10 women to do a show, but if it's 10 women that aren't great,
You gotta have talent still.
Yeah,
they can't all be me, Mark.
That's correct. Not everyone can be Michelle Calhoun
or my wife, the fantastic Jenny Helton, voice of Daphne on Murphy's Inc.
Yeah, you better say that about Daphne.
happy life.
Well, no, and my point with bringing her up though also is that one of the frustrating things she's found is similar to what you're saying, that here in Reno, where we live now, there aren't a ton of shows that are female centric, unless they're trying to do blind casting or whatever. And it's like there are so many shows out there that are written for women or are written with great female parts.
Yeah.
Why do you need to blind cast? Do a show that has female roles, because there are a ton of those.
Yeah.
The thing is that if you post it, they will come. Like honestly, like I've seen some shows where I'm just like, I've been in here and I've not seen that talent come through here, and then all of a sudden, like when you either are working on the show or you're going to see the show, you're like, oh, well, dang.
I'll give you actually a specific example. James and I both used to work for a theater company in the Bay Area called Stage One. Great group, but at the time about the show I'm going to discuss, they didn't have the talent. So they announced they were going to do Avenue Q. Avenue Q is an amazing show, fantastic comedy, right? But the talent pool that they had at the time, I was like, how are they going to pull this off? Like, when I'm one of your best comedic actors, that's not necessarily a good sign. And so I remember going to the auditions and being like, I have no chance, because people came out of the woodwork. People came from like far parts of the San Francisco Bay Area that had never come to this theater company before.
Yeah, that's a great show. That's why. I mean, if you do shows that people want to do, it's definitely. Did either of you see Men on Boats at GLM by any chance? No.
Nope.
So that was a great show I just did. It's a newer show, and the writer wrote this show about the Powell expedition through the Grand Canyon. Doesn't sound like super stimulating stuff, but the main thing is that it was 10 men on a boat. Not a single one of them was played by a male presenting person.
What?
Yeah, and that's the way it's written. And it doesn't focus on the fact that they're women or not women. It doesn't focus on the fact that they're men or not men. It's just characters. And, it's really interesting because I've done a lot of Shakespeare. And obviously, because Shakespeare is not real heavy on the female roles, I've done a lot as men, but I never considered them, I'm playing a man. Like, it was
Well,
never
yeah.
that. It was
I mean, it
always,
was always,
I'm
and
playing this character.
I mean, with Shakespeare too, it was one of those things where, like, the girls were played by men, anyways, or boys, I should say.
And Gloria Miller asks, "What makes Michelle Calhoun special?"
Because she's Michelle Calhoun.
Well, what makes anyone special, Gloria Miller? I think. Do you want to know what I think, or just
Sure.
yeah?
What do you think?
Well, I think that I'm a hardworking, talented actress who has a lot of versatility, and I like to think that I have a really fun personality, and that's why you keep casting me in whatever whatever role it is.
Nah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's debatable. We doubt that very much.
And Gloria was unaware that her name has to be Howell.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You go right ahead. I want to howl, Gloria!
Gloria!
Right? Oh, yeah.
Gloria!
I wonder if Gloria knows that reference. Probably. She's so sick of it. It's kind of like most people sing the Beatles song for me. Yeah. And then I joke and say, no, lovely Rita Meter maid. Come on. Most people don't get that. But
I'm trying to meet a Rigby, an Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, hopefully that answered your question, Gloria.
And anyone can pretend to be someone else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can all do that.
Now Gloria's just getting to be a little creepy.
Ooh, she's throwing down the
So wait, Gloria, are you trying to be Michelle Calhoun now? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you were an identity thief, you would not be happy with my identity. Let's just say that, because you would get my.
You don't want my credit
you
score.
Do not want my bank account. Well, let me tell you,
it's my money. It's my money.
I think that's something that you, as an actor, hear a lot. Like, oh, well, anybody can do that. And I think that there's always more to acting that we don't consider if you're not an actor. Like, I think there's a lot of observation. There's a lot of digging into kind of the human psyche. And I think it's more than just pretending. I think it's finding commonality sometimes with your characters in yourself. Like, every role I've ever played, regardless of how different it was from me, there was still a little portion of me. So,
absolutely, yeah. There are times, and I'm sure you've experienced this as an actor, where you go on stage and you work with someone, and you can tell that they are encapsulating or embodying a person or a character. And then there are times you go on stage with somebody and you can tell they're acting.
Right.
The difference is when it's not acting. The difference is when you're working with someone, whether it's in film, on television, on stage, and you can't tell that that's not that person.
Michelle, here's a question for you. What is a role that you've had that you've literally just lost yourself in? People came to see the show for you and they were like, yo, that ain't Michelle. Like that's somebody else.
That's so interesting, because like I said, I think there's always a piece of me there, and so I think people just sort of assume that it's a different part of my personality. I think anytime I play a bad guy is always really surprising to people, and I think I did Assassins once, and I was Sarah Jane Moore.
Nice.
And I think people are always surprised when I sing. Just because musical theater is not my first thing. Like I always say, I don't sing and dance, but my characters do. Yeah. But I mean, obviously,
I like that.
That's sort of the excitement of acting and of doing theater in particular, is just trying to work out that character. Like the show I was just mentioning, Men on Boats, the 10 characters were all based on historical figures, and I played a fussy Englishman. And yet I say that show is incredibly typecast because every single one of us that were in that show really were very similar to our characters. And even though I'm clearly not English, I still have that fussiness about me. And I still have moments where I'm just very particular and like to, very fastidious about things. And then you come over to my house and it's like a complete mess, So it's just, it just depends,
It happens.
But yeah, I don't really think of acting as pretending to be anybody, though. I think it's just, that's the character. And every time you are a character, you're representing that person in that moment of their life, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Like I know, like there's been, I mean, probably only one character. I mean, I absolutely got lost into, but that's true. I mean, I think you always bring a little piece of yourself to it, but it's just trying to find who is this person. What are they doing in these moments? Like, even when you're playing, like I remember I played a character who was a little white guy, and I'm a 6'2" black guy. And so it was just like, and so it was.
Michelle, the perfect role for you would be the owner of a laundromat. Is that a reference to something?
I have no idea, but yes, I would be very friendly, and I do like to fluff and fold. But I have a really funny story about a laundromat, actually.
I'm not sure. Is that some fluff and fold? Is that a sexual innuendo, or
what do you want it to be?
Wait.
I mean, James knows all about being a fluffer. So,
it's funny that you would say, is it a sexual innuendo? Because I kid you not, and this is probably surprising to everybody watching and listening, but I get hit on every single time I go to the laundromat. Except for this last time, because I was the only one there.
No one there to hit on.
Yeah. It was just me going, oh,
you were hitting on yourself. So that works.
You know what this material is? Boyfriend material.
Yeah, right. If you mean owner of a laundromat as in Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once, sure, I'll take it.
Yo, I still haven't seen that, but I heard that movie's dope.
Watch it. So good. So good. How funny. The owner of a laundromat. It's a little random there, dude. I always thought I'd be the owner of like a pub or something.
Yo, that would be money. If you own a pub,
that'd be like my dream. I would love to live in like Ireland and have a pub. Not that they don't have 5 million of them there.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, maybe you could open one in Finland while you're there.
Yeah, there you go.
Santa's Village. I mean, I think, and look, in order for those elves to be happy all the time,
the adults need to drink.
That's right.
You gotta those hard days when eggnog just isn't cutting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. That's funny.
So Michelle, aside from Finland, you got anything coming up that you want to plug, promote, anything like that?
No, just to go to the Corn Creepers and support a local farm family, and
real quick on that, is that just so it's like, is this a haunted corn maze, or is this like a family friendly corn maze?
What I'm doing is a haunted corn maze, but so I'm doing at night, but they do have a corn maze during the day, and they do have a thing where if you let them know that you're pretty terrified, you get a glow necklace, and the monsters go a little easier on you.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge haunted person.
I do have a GoFundMe for Finland if anybody wants to donate, and I can give you the link for that later. But I hate asking for money. I think it's whatever. But you said promotion, so there you go.
Hey,
sure, why not? And I'm actually pulling that up as we.
Oh, you are. See, I didn't even have to send it to you. Look at you.
Yeah,
you're so good.
See, I'm awesome.
It's like you know what you're doing.
It is like I know what I'm doing. Yes,
somewhat.
So help Michelle Calhoun get to Finland.
Yeah,
Help
that was
Michelle
actually
Calhoun get to Finland.
And that was
Sorry,
actually
yes.
from my audition video that got me the role. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yes,
So here's the thing, Michelle. One of the things I think you should do, I think you
Hmm.
should audition for Enchanted, which is they have two out here in Vegas. They have one at the Las Vegas ballpark and then one at the Resorts World, and I think you should come do that.
What is that? Tell me what that is.
It's basically the same thing. It's like a Christmas village, but in the middle of a city.
What's it called, James?
Enchant. And
it's the thing you went to last
yeah,
year,
I went
right?
to it last year.
Yeah. Are you in Vegas? Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just arbitrarily. Just go to Vegas.
You should audition for that in Vegas, just for no reason. I don't know. Apparently they have different spots all over the country. So I mean, maybe if you get into one, you can get into multiple. Their tickets are already on sale for that too, by the way.
Yeah, I've worked. It's funny. I've worked a lot of theme parks, and then obviously I worked the Polar Express in Carson, and I just have a lot of. Oh, that looks fun.
Oh, Santa's Magic Timepiece.
Oh yeah, that looks fun.
I might actually have to go check that out this year.
Oh, look how pretty that is. That is neat.
Oh, it's still kind of the same setup they had last year, but this might be probably a little bit different.
I think this is the video from last year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was gonna say because that.
But still, at least it gives you an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't do the ice skating or anything because that's not my forte.
This one actually looks like it's inside.
This might be resort. This might be the one that was at Resorts World.
Okay.
There was one that was. Cool. There was one at Resorts World, and then there was one at the Las Vegas ballpark. This could have actually been someplace else too, completely. So they have them like not all over the country, but in multiple places across the country.
Look how pretty that is, though. That's really cool. It's it's really funny. Is actually I'm quite Grinchy when it comes to Christmas. I'm much more of a Halloween person. And I always seem to get cast in like Christmas things, so it's pretty funny.
I hate Christmas.
No, I don't hate it, but I will say, I will say my dad plays Santa, so I have to at least pretend to enjoy it.
Dislike Christmas so very, very much. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, hated Christmas a lot.
And then he went to Finland, and his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
I'm if you don't fall in love with Christmas after working in Santa Village, I don't know.
Right? You're dead inside.
You are super dead inside. How do you live, woman? Like I always find it funny, like because where I work, like we deal with people all day, and so like people are like, "Oh, Christmas, I hate Christmas," and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like Christmas, but dealing with Christmas passengers is different, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things about Christmas,
the joy and goodwill to men.
I think it's just all the lights and I like seeing the families, and I think that's why I just keep going back to those kinds of things, is because you see it's very, very different. Like when you're scaring kids, it's very different than when you're actually giving them something.
Oh wow! So wait, you're
not traumatized.
You were going from Halloween into Christmas. That is crazy.
Yeah.
This is Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, relive.
Indeed.
What is this?
I just watched that again for the millionth time. Tis the season. I start busting out all the Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any other questions for this evening. Is there anything? I guess I have one more. I should ask this because I asked this of all of our Murphy's Inc. people. Without giving anything spoilery away.
Why?
We have currently aired through episode 6. We've got 7 coming up on Sunday.
Why should they continue to listen? Why?
Yeah. What's something coming up throughout the rest of the season that people should be excited to hear without, again, giving anything spoilery away? Anything kind of fun from your perspective? Or
Yes. Well, from my perspective, who is the interrogator? That's from my perspective.
I'll tell you why. Because you need to listen to Michelle Calhoun.
I just need you to follow me around and do that every so often. I think that would just make me so happy.
Every time you walk into a room, ladies and gentlemen, introducing
Michelle Calhoun.
I got to ask a random question just because
Yeah.
we didn't discuss this tonight with James, but I got to find out. Michelle, are you a gamer at all? Do you play video games?
I actually don't. The video games that I played were super old school arcade games, so you can find me playing like Hubert
okay.
and Centipede. Those are my two jams.
Hubert's a legit game.
Yeah, way too many quarters.
We played all those, so that's cool.
Were
Yeah.
you Street Fighter 2 person?
No.
My
My daughter's super into Genshin Impact, so she and then she had me play Detroit Become Human.
Yo,
which
that's legit. I mean, I've heard about that game, and I tried to download it, but it didn't get through. So yeah,
it was a really, really intense emotional journey on that game, but it was good.
Hey, you're becoming human. That's all.
Yeah, very limited exposure. Why? What was your question? What was that in relation to?
I was gonna see if you'd played Good God.
Star Good God? That sounds
Starfield,
great.
or whatever it's called.
Starfield, yes, Starfield, because that is an amazing game that I'm very much enjoying. But for James specifically, I was going to point out that tomorrow, Assassin's Creed Mirage drops.
Yes. Yes.
Our favorite video game series.
Assassin's Creed, of course.
I didn't.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
I didn't pre-order that. I forgot to pre-order.
There's no reason for you to pre-order when you still have so much still left to play.
Oh no, I'm done with Valhalla.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I kind of decided I was finished because I'd actually beat the DLC stuff and all the main stories and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, good enough. Then. Yeah. No reason to 100%.
No, I mean, I pretty much did 100% it as far as like the game itself. I went back and did. I was going to go back and do a river raid, but that's about it.
All right.
How often do they release those? Is it every year? Every other year?
No, not anymore.
There actually was a period of time
where like every year, but
but now they've gotten smart because they lost a lot of the fan base because not only were they releasing too much, but they were also really losing the original concept.
Yeah. Right.
And so now they release every 2 to 3 years.
But the thing is, they add DLC, which is download content. They add that. As filler time, so like you can still continue to play the game with new stuff, but so they don't have to put out an entire game. They put out and in the last couple games they've released chapters, so it's a continuing story, but it's like they release chapters, so it's like they'll release it and then they'll wait a little while and they'll release it. And so you continue to have, you keep people engaged in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Like different, not boosters, but whatever. That's cool. So when is the Murphy's Inc. Video game coming out?
Video game is probably quite a ways off. But I don't know if you know this. I think I've shared it, but we do have the Murphy's Inc. comic book that is in the works.
That's so cool.
That is
coming soon.
That's exciting.
We also have a potential Murphy's Inc. board game. So.
Nice. Do you think those would be something we might see at the con that you're putting together?
Maybe.
We'll probably see at least one of those things.
Michelle, question, because we've asked everybody else. You coming, right?
If it's next year.
Yes, we'll see you there.
September 7th.
2024. Is that telling you must?
You must be there.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be there because when we have the Murphy's Inc. panel, we need to have the core cast there. Of
course.
I love that you call me core cast. That makes me very happy. Thank you for that.
You are. You are.
I mean, you are. You were season 1 OG, so
you were part of the OG season.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes.
All right.
And now you're in season 2, even doing more. So
in a more important.
Yeah, I know.
And in season 3, you'll be
flushing out that Murphy character, baby.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying. Thank you again. I'm definitely enjoying my time with it. So it's fun.
Good.
We're happy to have you. I'm glad you came on tonight. This is fun.
Yeah.
Tyrus decided to show up at the end of the episode. Tyrus, also known as the voice of the sailor and Isaac on season 2.
Hi, sailor.
Yes.
Hey, sailor.
Hey, sailor.
Hey, sailor, call me Brandy.
Brandy.
Sailor says, Brandy,
You're
I-
fine.
you're
yes.
fine, girl.
Yes.
What a good wife you be.
I like.
Yeah.
I always liked Tyrus's name.
That is a good name.
Yes.
Good name.
Good name.
Good biblical name.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. Um,
Is
It?
it? Well,
I don't remember.
it actually is a
I
biblical
don't
name.
remember
Is it?
Tyrus in the Bible.
Yeah.
either.
Dear.
It is, as a matter of fact.
He's gonna look it up as,
Oh, he's
as
gonna
we
look it up
speak.
right now?
Look it up.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 26:2.
Oh, that was fast. You did that fast.
Oh, that's
Son of man, because
Google,
that
baby.
Tyrus hath said against Jerusalem, aha, she is broken. That was the gates of the people. She is turned unto me. I shall be replenished. Now she is laid waste.
Huh.
Neo concert tonight.
Yes, evident. So Tyrus is a bus driver in the San Francisco Bay Area.
San Jose to be exact.
And,
but where's
yes.
Neo
Well,
performing?
not just San Jose, but the East Bay, South, or yeah, the West Bay.
I thought he
West,
did.
South
I
Bay.
thought he.
Are you
just did.
watching this from the concert, Tyrus? Like what?
No, he's driving the
Oh, he's
bus
over-
right now.
Jesus.
Even better.
Better.
Watching and driving.
Do not get on that guy's
Yeah,
bus.
no.
You can. He's playing it
It's
over
crazy.
the loudspeaker on the bus.
It's crazy.
The people on the bus like, what is this show? Who are these fat and black and Michelle? What?
You should. He should be like, yo, you need to listen to these fools. Listen to them.
Yes, we actually had
South Bay,
Tyrus
Silicon
on
Valley.
last week.
What was that, Mark? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had Tyrus on last
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With
From the bus.
Angel Kabarlak, yes, the voice of Thorgus was on last week
Yeah,
as well.
we went to we got the Vikings.
Yes.
That's fun.
So cool. Well, James, you got anything? Any last minute things?
Nah, man. I'm just saying, Michelle. You know what? I'm glad. I'm happy we had you. I'm glad we caught you before you went to Finland. And
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
have
much
fun.
for
Have
inviting
fun
me.
and be safe out there for sure.
Yeah, I you might have. I might call for defrosting reinforcements.
Yes.
Look,
and-
just make sure you bring a hair dryer.
Yeah.
So like it's just funny because like before we used to go to bed when we were kids, my mom would come through with the hair dryer and just blow it at the bottom of the sheets to keep our feet warm, and then it would kind of warm up the sheets, and so you kind of just wrap yourself in. It was good.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. No, you know what? It's really big in Finland, and this is very funny. It goes back to again, naked girls reading.
Ooh.
Saunas. They have saunas there, so that's a big thing. You go out in the
Oh, yeah.
snow, and then you come back and you go in the sauna.
Go
so,
in the sauna.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
In,
kind of
what was
excited
that?
about that.
In Frozen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that will be my experience exactly, and I will dress exactly like that, like with all
No.
those layers and
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
that's
reindeer. That's funny.
go find your Sven.
Yes.
cool. Get make sure you pet a reindeer too.
I have plugged
Yes.
in a hairdryer before, Tyrus. Yes.
Yes, but make sure you bring your
European,
European.
yeah, you
plug.
gotta
Oh
bring
yeah,
the-
yeah. No, I definitely have.
the adapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
I
yeah,
don't know that I'll need to bring one. Honestly, I think they'll have some there just
Probably.
because they have.
make sure, bring a couple carrots for the reindeer, and
Yeah.
give them. Or was that? No, they like something else in one of those Santa Claus movies or something like that.
Cookies.
Candy or no, it was candy canes.
Yeah,
Candy canes.
of course.
Yes, because reality is like the movies. So
They never know, man.
with
They might really like
with that
those.
being said, I've got nothing else. Michelle's got nothing else. Tyrus or James, you're both black, so James has got nothing else.
Whoa.
we are both
whoa.
black, so it is okay. Like Tyrus can't really say much else, and because he's on the bus, and I don't have any other questions for you. Like I said, it was a good time having you. I'm glad you were here with us tonight.
Yes, just make sure one of two things: you make your way back stateside, or you find good internet there, because we are going to be recording season 3 somewhere around February, March.
Okay.
Wait, so are you gonna be out there for a while?
Right.
afterwards, or-
Well, I'm hoping. Okay, if I have my druthers, I will stay in the UK for a little bit.
Mhm.
You do not all look alike, Tyrus.
He said it, not me.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So, but I'll ultimately probably end up back in Southern California, where my dad lives for
Okay.
longer
All right.
than, a couple months at least. So I'm
Cool,
sure
cool.
there will be some time. in February, March that we can meet up and record.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
sounds good.
If nobody has anything else, then I'm gonna shut her down.
Shut her down.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Fat Black Connection. We'll be back in 1 week with lots of fun, more new content and stuff. And yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much.